They gave me 5 minutes. I can't pronounce my name in 5 minutes. For those of you from Belarus, я имею русский кровь и тоже греческий кровь, но я не знаю, как говорить по-русски. At any rate, 5 minutes. I must, in all circumstances, present the fact that my wife told me not to crack any jokes. And after you've been married 58 years and you've known her, not biblically, 60, figure that out, gang. You'll realize that there's no way I'm going to break that moment. General Grange, they didn't tell me that you were going to be here, and it's just a great honor to be with you and all of the other great leaders in our society and our Army. And General Kukalo, when you were a brigade commander with the 3rd of the 3rd on the Hill, I knew that you'd be a general officer, but I never realized that you'd end up as a commandant at the greatest institution in the world, the Army War College, celebrating its 111th anniversary. My remarks are going to be really simple, in a sense, because I represent you. What you are now, I was then. And there is very little I can say that hasn't already been said. But I happen to believe that ethically and morally and intellectually, when you've been chosen to attend the United States Army War College, that you have a moral imperative when you leave the military service or any of the agencies that you represent to continue putting into society what you've learned here. The concept of servant leadership, you may not think of it that way, but to me it's everything. We were servant leaders in the Army. We took care of our men, or our soldiers as it is now, and we performed the mission. And we did that not by toxic leadership, but by the understanding that every human being deserves respect. Every human being deserves honor. And if this society is going to increase in stature, increase in value, bring something to this country, it has to start with you, especially when you leave the military, because you have the brains, you have the vision, you have the leadership. You wouldn't be sitting in these seats sleeping, I hope not, if you didn't have it. And that's what I try to do. I mean, Ruth was great. She mentioned all these wonderful organizations. And let me just say parenthetically for the lawyers here, I don't get a damn cent out of supporting them, especially that Third ID. I've racked up bills of about $97,000 just listening to these people snipe at each other, but it's great. What the value is of being a servant leader is that you understand the reality that our society, forget about Aristotle talking about the greatest state and the state being the be-all and end-all of society. Our society is based on humans. One thing I learned as the mayor of Columbus, Georgia, some of you that went through Fort Benning understood, is that one, we have to establish the relationships with Fort Benning. And two, you cannot bring business. Business will not come to your city if they sense that the people are demoralized, that there's racism, that there's evil, that there is underhandedness. They don't want their people subjected to that. So you have to present a city that's unified. You have to create some of the things that you're talking about, General, and that is, we call it One Columbus. It started off as Leadership Morality Institute over 20 years ago. Not the posture, but to show by our lives, to meet, that we shine our light so that others can know us by our good works, and then recognize that there is a God. Now, this may not appeal to you, but it does to me. And when you believe in that, and when you take charge and start implementing, not Poydasheff, but we, a society where people want to come, where the soldiers at Fort Benning feel comfortable coming downtown with their families, where they can be educated in our high schools. They have a great program at Fort Benning as it is. Then we have accomplished something. And what better people to lead your communities after you graduate but you, what you've learned, what you are, You mentioned the networking. Absolutely. That's what life is all about. So remember, life doesn't stop when you retire from the military or your agency. Life continues on, and bringing to that life is what you've learned here. The doctrine, the concepts, the ethical, the mores of servant leadership. God bless the War College. God bless our country.